It's Sunday, May 14th, 2023. Happy Mother's Day. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Greetings, VC. TC Kirkham, the Kirkham Report here for another weekly Kirkham Report show. Lots of new stuff coming in, lots of things to talk about. It is Mother's Day, and we'll talk a little bit about that later on in the show. But right now, let's not waste any time. Let's get to this week's cover story.
Sweden! The public has given you $243 points! We have a winner! Sweden! You have won the Eurovision Song Contest 2023.
She was the odds maker's favorite, and in the end, the public vote brought her through. Sweden's Loreen has become only the second person to win the Eurovision Song Contest more than once. Loreen took the grand prize yesterday in Liverpool, stepping in for Ukraine. With her song Tattoo. Loreen was a previous winner in 2012 for her song Euphoria. She joins Ireland's Johnny Logan as one of only two people who have won this contest more than once. Logan won in 1980, 1988, and 1993 as a songwriter. He has won more times than any other. It was a close vote all the way through, with Finland's Karaja, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, giving Loreen a run for her money with his song Cha Cha Cha, which was inexplicably popular all over Europe. But in the end, Loreen pulled it off. There were a lot of surprises at the end of the day. A lot of songs that seemed to have massive fan support got virtually nothing in the public vote and put them lower than expected, including my number one pick, Slovenia. It looked like the only thing that was going to give Loreen a real run for the win. It ended up finishing in 22nd place, I think. Something like that. It's still, I think it's Slovenia's highest win ever. The contest ran all over last weekend. You guys would never know that. I had virtually nothing on Eurovision last week. In any case, congratulations to Loreen for winning again. Tattoo is actually a very decent song, and she has a great acoustic, or supposedly acoustic, version up on her YouTube page that is even better than the stage performance. There were little bits and pieces of controversy throughout the 3 days of the telecast, but it was a lot of fun, and if you'd like to know more about it and you haven't caught them yet, I have plenty of Eurovision coverage up from last week, including preview shows, live post shows, and more that you can check out right here on the Kirkham Report and TKR Video Central. In any cases, congratulations to Loreen for becoming only the second person and first woman to be a multi-time winner of the Eurovision Song Contest. Next year's contest will likely be held in Sweden. Sweden has now tied for the most wins, the second most wins, I think it is, actually. Ireland has had 7 overall, and Sweden's win today gives them, I think, 6. Yesterday gives them 6. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. In any case, Eurovision is over for another year. We will start Junior Eurovision coverage in October, and that is this week's cover story. kind of slowing things down out of the box lately, trying to conserve a little bit of space, conserve a little bit of money. But I did pick up a couple of things this week that I had pre-ordered, and they arrived just a day or two after their release on Friday. I got them both on Saturday, so it's a good thing I didn't have the show on Saturday this week. This I actually ordered several weeks ago. I had not heard of it. I've still not heard it. I haven't had time to listen to it yet. But this was an unreleased album from 1973, I believe it was, on Columbia. Let me check the actual 2023. Does not give the actual date here, but it might in the booklet. This is Springfield from Rick Springfield. I opted for the CD. It was cheaper. This includes his unreleased album plus bonus tracks. There's a couple of bonus tracks about streaking on here that are credited to Rick Springfield and Springfield, Mass. There you go, the picture of the Columbia single. Streaking across the USA. That should be interesting. This was released by Icon Classic, and they recreated the original Columbia album label of the day on the CD. Now I can't even get the damn booklet back in. Carlson Syndrome again. There's the Columbia CD. It also includes a ton of bonus tracks, so it'll be interesting to check out. I'll get it in over the next weekend. This is the first vinyl I've ever had from these guys. I have several of their CDs from earlier. But I ordered the vinyl, and I really love the new single. It's short, but it's great, and it's a little weird, but I've always been a fan, and I always will be. They get compared to Hanson a lot, which isn't really fair. They do different types of music, and Hanson's never had a breakup, which they did for a while. This is brand new, the album from Jonas Brothers. Features the current hit single Waffle House, and also the earlier single, which I think was Summer Baby. Also, Miracle, Montana Sky, Wings, Sail Away, Americana, Celebrate, Vacation Eyes, Summer in the Hamptons, Little Bird, and Walls. It is nice to have them back making music together again. Nick did some great solo stuff. I didn't really care for Joe's stuff with Dance, DNCE, that Cake by the Ocean. Can't stand that song. And Kevin's basically been a session musician most of that time. But it is nice to see them back. It comes with a very deluxe... I actually ended up with... it comes with what's supposed to be a poster. I actually got 2 copies of it in this album. That's Waffle House from the cover of the single. And the lyrics on the back. And the inner sleeve, which has all this on it. And, of course, customized label from their current label, Republic Records. I always think that they're not... They're starting to gain credibility because of their solo work, and it's nice to see them not be thrown into the teen idol market anymore, especially since Nick, who's the youngest, is now 30. It is really... I hope it'll be a good album. I did get a download with this, and I have not had a chance to listen to it yet. As I said, it just came yesterday, so it'll be interesting to check out both of these, Springfield and Jonas Brothers. And that is Out of the Box this week. Auction acquisitions from Dawn and Mary. Got 3 different things from them over the last couple of weeks. Went to their Whatnot sale last Tuesday and picked up, a couple Tuesdays ago actually, and picked up these. These are very interesting as they're all specifically for jukebox. I love this. They're listed as jukebox one-stoppers. They're not by any artist that you would have ever heard of. Jerry Conrad on one of them, Tommy Willis and Tommy Willis. I love the labels, Juke, and this one is Airtown, and Juke One Stopper. Actually, you see it better on that side. They're basically instrumental songs that were meant to be played in the background on a jukebox. And I picked this up for them when they had it on Whatnot. Listed as smooth jazz instrumental, according to Dawn on these. Should be fun to hear once I get around to it. Also came with this music sticker, R&B, which is a giveaway. And Julie McIntyre actually won it and gifted it to me because I couldn't get on the giveaway because for some reason my phone won't let me log into Whatnot. I can only do it on the PC. At one of Johnny's auctions a couple weeks ago, I picked up this. I wanted this because of the sleeves, even though I had two of them, but I didn't have two of them. And one of them I don't even have the record for, and she only had the sleeve, which is fine. I'll be on the lookout for the single now. But these are the four of the five, actually, picture sleeves that were produced between 1973 and 1974 for the singles released by the DeFranco family. This is Heartbeat, It's a Love Beat. This one does come with the record. I have it already, of course, but I did not have this picture sleeve. The picture sleeve only for Abracadabra, which I've never had on a single. It is a remixed version from the album, so I'll be looking for that single in the near future. There's all the Tiger Beat stuff on the back, because Tiger Beat was their official sponsor. And these two I actually already have, but these are in better shape than the ones I've had because I've had them since they came out. The second single from the second album, Save the Last Dance for Me, which I also just got in another 45 lot a few weeks ago, so I now have three of these. And Write Me a Letter, which was again a remix from the album version. Much better job, more rock. There's the single. And so I'm very happy to add those to my collection as well. Now I have another box of 40 mystery 45s. I have sort of gone through these and I kind of noticed that I didn't have any of them, but I don't remember what's here. So we're going to go through them together. I love Dawn's mystery boxes. They started $15. I lucked out. Both the ones I bought were 15, and you get 40 singles. And so we'll just go through them real quick and see what's here, okay? The Delphonics, Trying to Make a Fool Out of Me, and Baby I Love You on Philly Groove Records. Not focusing well. Mass Production, song called Firecracker, I Hate Black on Purple, and With Pleasure on Cotillion. Take Me, I'm Yours, and Let Me Love You by Michael Henderson on the revamped, reactivated Buddha Records. This label is so plain compared to the original Buddha Records label. Love that label. I also got some vintage sleeves with some of these. If I Could Make You Mine and Ebb Tide, Vic Damone on Mercury. Oh, jeez. Silver on Green. Who comes up with these color schemes, I swear? I Can't Get Started and The Prisoners Song by Bunny Berrigan and his orchestra. RCA Victor Records. Sad Movies and I Don't Know Why by the Lennon Sisters on Dot. What a Woman in Love Won't Do and Shattered by Sandy Posey. Bad Motorcycle and Sweet Daddy by the Story Sisters on Cameo. The only other person I know on this Cameo label, I don't think it's the same as the other label, is Bonnie Lou from country music fame. She was on the Paul Dixon Show when I was a kid. A Swingin' Safari and Indian Love Call from Billy Vaughn. That will obviously be jazzy instrumental stuff. Runaway, Child Runnin' Wild, and I Need Your Lovin' from The Temptations. Let's Party and Old Age on the original Elektra label from a band called Rhinoceros. I'm not familiar with them at all. Pat was the owner at one point, obviously. My Love, My Life, My Happiness, and If You Want My Heart by the Ames Brothers. Theme from Exodus and Twilight from Ferranti and Teicher. I think that was the #1 hit for them back in 1960 or 61. This is... Oh, geez, okay. Spinning Wheel, Part 1 and Part 2. On King Records from James Brown. They even got his picture on the label. Is that the same Spinning Wheel that Blood, Sweat, and Tears had a hit with? I'll have to find that out. What Can I Do For You and Nightbird from LaBelle. Hot Dog and Ooh La La by Ohio Express on Super K. Not familiar with that label. Obviously got a lot of wear when it was out there. Keep On Lovin' Me Honey and It Ain't Livin' Till You're Lovin', Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. Every Day Without You and Bad Man from Hamilton, Joe Frank, and Reynolds, even though they were Hamilton, Joe Frank, and Dennison by this point, but they still had Reynolds on the labels. If you want to know the story behind that, I did one of their songs on Obscuria a few months ago. Check my list on the KirkhamReport.com and you'll be able to find it. Wade in the Water and Ain't That Peculiar, Ramsey Lewis. How You Like Me Now and How You Like Me Now instrumental from Kool Moe Dee. I Don't Want to Do Wrong and Is There a Place in His Heart for Me, Gladys Knight and the Pips. Trying to Make a Fool Out of Me and Baby I Love You by the Delphonics. Is that the same one we started with? Dawn, you sent me 2 copies of the same song. They're on different labels. They have different prints and they're different pressings, so that's cool. I Don't Want to Make You Wait and Baby I Miss You from the Delphonics. Little Things Mean a Lot and I Don't Think You Love Me Anymore from Kitty Cowan and that massively cool Decca sleeve. Shrimp Boats and Jalouise. Rick Beavers and Les Baxter and his chorus and orchestra. The Kentuckian Song and I Must Be Dreaming by the Hilltoppers on Dot. That is an old Dot label. I have not seen one that old. Wow. Yours and The Love of My Life by Vera Lynn. Don, I gotta say, I love these original sleeves. They're so cool. I don't have any of those like that. All I Have and Hurts on Me, Baby by The Moments. With You and Next Time That I See You by The Moments. Obviously a later date on that. That's more modern than the other label. When I'm Dead and Gone and Lazy Afternoon by McGinnis Flint. That name rings a bell, but I'm not sure why. I have to look it up. Johnny Will and Just Let Me Dream, Pat Boone. I Don't Want to Go and Oh, I Could Have Loved You, another one from The Moments. Loved them. They were fantastic. They did the original version of Love on a Two-Way Street, which was just awesome, which I also picked up from Dawn a few months ago. Mr. Blue and You Mean Everything to Me by the Fleetwoods on Dalton. Give Me Some Emotion and I Want to Blow My Horn by Webster Lewis. Skippin' and Cameo El Bueno from Ramsey Lewis. Spanish Harlem and Boss by King Curtis. Keep the Fire and Now and Then by Kenny Loggins. That's the only one I have in this mess, Don. I can't believe that. That's amazing. So far, except that double on the moment on the Delphonics there. They tell me it's summer and lovers by night, strangers by day by the Fleetwoods. A Wonder Like You and Ever Lovin' by Rick Nelson. And finally, She Cried and Dawning by Jay and the Americans. I have never seen this United Artists label before. Wow. Don, this is a great set. I only have one of them, and like I said, the two Delphonics, but that's cool. They're different pressings, and that's always cool. These are great bargains. You should come by when she's doing these. She does them mostly on Deal of the Dons on every other Friday at 2 on Cajun Roots Resellers channel. A lot of great stuff. Don and Mary, thank you for another great haul. I did not expect this second album to show up this soon. Vinyl Me Parton, a club I joined as part of Vinyl Me Please, also gives me a discount on Vinyl Me Please. I get the member prices now, which I didn't know because I pre-ordered Dolly's new album, Rockstar, this week. But I got my second album in the Vinyl Me Dolly collection. It is Little Sparrow from 2001. I have not had time to break this out yet. Just came on Thursday or Friday. This is released on Dolly's own records label. It is Dolly's first ever vinyl release of her rootsy 2001 album, Lacquer's cut by Ryan Smith and Sterling Sound, and pressed on Lavender Galaxy vinyl. I haven't even had time to listen to In My Tennessee Mountain Home yet, which I just got like 2 weeks ago. So I obviously haven't gotten to this yet, but Vinyl Me Parton is proving to be very cool already. Of course, it comes with that wonderful OB sleeve, and I did actually take it out and look at it. I'm not going to do that right now. But there's 10 more of these to come over the next year, and I enjoy being, you guys know I love Dolly, and she's a big favorite of mine, and looking forward to getting the rest of these as the year goes on. But right now I've still got In My Tennessee Mountain Home from last month, and now I've got Little Sparrow to check out as part of Vinyl Me Parton. You can get information on it if you're interested in joining that little set by going to Vinyl Me Please and looking up the Dolly Parton collection. Haven't done one of these for a while, but I did want to get it in today. What is your mood music? We're going to be talking about mood music on the next episode of Finding Your Music Mojo, which will be on the 22nd of May on TKR Video Central and Two Hip Chicks. We'd like to know what kind of mood music you have. And when I say mood music, this is a bit of a misnomer. I'm not talking about like the bachelor pad stuff. What do you listen to in the morning to wake yourself up? What do you listen to when you're feeling down? What do you listen to when you're feeling happy? What do you listen to when you work out? What songs fit each of your individual moods? We're going to be talking about this. I think it's going to be a fascinating discussion on the next Finding Your Music Mojo, please come over to the. You can leave a comment on the on the page that's up on the live section, and it'll be. Well, I don't think it's up yet. I haven't made it yet, but it'll go up this week. And you can leave a comment over there about your ideas, and I'll have some stuff. I'll put a whole thing in the community tab about what we're talking about, because I think it's going to be a fascinating conversation. We want to talk. We've talked about maudlin songs. We've talked about the songs that put a smile on your face. What do you do to get through the day? What's your daily playlist, and what triggers it? Do you have a list of songs you play when you're feeling blue or depressed or down? Is there a regular list of songs you have in the car that you play on the way to and from school with kids? All of that stuff, I want to know it. We'll be talking about it next time on Finding Your Music Mojo. That'll be Monday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. Eastern, live with Don and TC. It is the second Sunday in May. It is Mother's Day today. And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. My mom was somebody special. I've talked about her a number of times on the show and on my various shows. I lost her 5 years ago last weekend. Ironically, right the week before Mother's Day, which was kind of ironic then too. My mom is responsible for me being a music fan. She loved music, and she made me a music fan. She got me my first record player when I was 3, bought me all kinds of records as I was a child, and then I got into using my allowance to buy records on my own, and sometimes she would be appalled by what I would pick, but that didn't really start happening until I got older. She didn't mind the pop stuff. She got a little bit worried about me when I was in high school and I started listening to Rock Lobster by the B-52s and stuff like that. She was like, "What is that?" So, Mom, I miss you a lot, and I just wanted to say thank you for being my mom all those years. I cherished having you around when you were here. I wish we'd been able to be together more during our last 30 years together on the planet, but we spoke all the time, and I definitely enjoyed those conversations with you. And I miss you a lot. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. You guys are probably so sick of me from all the Eurovision coverage this week that I am going to get out of here. I have 2 things coming up I did want to do on this week's show, but I've postponed them. I'm going to do the thing on the Menendez and Menudo connection next week. I'm going to have an Unsolved Mysteries up this week on the channel at some point. This is another record that I got from Dawn, and Dawn actually sent it to me because she couldn't find any information on it. I can't either. So I'm going to come to you, and we'll see. I'll have the Unsolved Mysteries episode, and I'll have both sides of the record up on the channel at some point this week. And we'll do that together. Other than that, Eurovision's finished, so you won't have to listen to me talk about Eurovision until Junior Eurovision starts, and coverage of that will probably start in early October. But I will be back to normal this week on all the shows, so please don't forget to check them out. Radio Retro will be up this afternoon at 4 p.m. We will have Influencers up on Tuesday. Vinyl Recall on Wednesday. Rank This on Thursday, all at 4 p.m. Eastern. The Kirkham Report Saturdays, back to normal on next Saturday at 4. And, of course, every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., TC's Obscuria Vaults, also done with Eurovision. We'll be back to regular songs this week. I do have some new stuff coming up in the next few weeks. Some of it is you might see some shorts up that are promotions for my channels, my shows. There are going to be some other stuff going on. And I want to get a couple of other new shows launched. We still have to launch Label Nova. It's been researched out the wazoo, waiting for the Chelsea Record Show. I'm aiming for the first Friday in June now. And I have still working on finishing up the miniseries. And I have a feeling it may get pushed back to Labor Day. I'm not quite there yet. And there's a few other things going on. We'll see. But I hope that you will take a chance and enjoy watching them. And by all means, spread the word. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you have, thank you. And if you don't like people who ask you to subscribe, well then, don't listen to me when I'm doing that. You've already subscribed, right? Don't forget to share, and don't forget to leave a comment. Comments are the most important thing in the world for me, and I can't get on without your comments. I mentioned that on Vinyl Dale's 20 questions I did earlier this week, that I think comments are even more important than subscriptions and views, because that way I'm communicating, I'm making new friends, I'm opening dialogue, and that's always my favorite thing to do. If you aren't into Eurovision, I'm sorry for all the coverage this week, but I also hope it opened your eyes, and I hope you checked it out. There's a lot of great stuff out there every year, and I'd love to see some of them become hits in the States. We'll see what happens. Thank you for watching and indulging. For the Kirkham Report, I'm TC Kirkham. We'll see you next weekend. Ciao, baby.